Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims info and thoughts video. And, well, I thought my expectations were pretty low, but they weren't low enough because I thought we'd at least get an update with many bug fixes this week. But not even that's happening. All we got was a laundry list. We should have had that last Thursday or Friday, but no. At least the laundry list is very long, but it's hard to be positive when at the time of recording this, it feels like they've forgotten their own birthday, and a major one at that. I don't know, unless there's a Sims Delivery Express drop that comes out later in the day, I don't think there's anything else happening. So here's the list of community concerns they're investigating for the upcoming game update. On Mac, thought bubbles as Sims will no longer appear through walls and floors. On the gallery, pack filters now properly work for Home Chef Hustle in the gallery and library. Base game, outdoor lighting will no longer affect inside the room through ceilings. Clay and future cubes will no longer get left unlost during events. Frogs, mice, and fishes in tanks are now visible when placed in laptop mode. Welcome back, friends! Sims will put their tablets and homework back into their inventory instead of placing them in the world as long as they are standing or sitting. This has been something that's been annoying me so much since day one. Like, wow, it actually took them 10 years to fix this, because especially with the tablets, I found that so annoying that they wouldn't just put them back into their inventories, so I've pretty much stopped using them. So wow, tablets will become viable for me again after this update, hopefully. The call is not coming from inside the house. You'll stop getting invitational phone calls from your own household members. Complete a daily work task now properly completed after finishing a daily work task. Child Sim now has the option to quit their after-school activity. Family Fortune Heal Negative Sentiments task will now properly complete. Sims will return from work or school and switch into the same everyday outfit they had on instead of defaulting to the first everyday outfit in the cast list. Certain cabinet/shelf combinations over kitchen sinks will no longer prevent Sim from washing in the sink. Outdoor shadows now move smoothly without jumping on the screen on ultra graphic settings and at different live mode speeds. Wow, I never thought they would ever fix this, because ever since, I think it was the update just before Dine Out when they updated some lighting, yeah, the shadows on high settings would just jump position every few seconds instead of, realistically smoothly moving across the ground. So this should help the game look a bit better. And camera jittering is no longer observed in build by mode after using terrain tools. When recent neighborhood stories mention a Sim that died in another neighborhood, switching to the respective Sim household will now have an urn present. Upgrading washer/dryer now completes nerd brain aspiration. Sims will now hold the Akaraje dish the right way while eating. Autonomous Check Infant no longer causes new random cold weather outfit to be generated for Infant. Infant no longer stretches when crawling in deep snow. Teen Sim is able to take vacation days while working in the lifeguard career. Event Goal UI will continue to show even after editing from the calendar. Fix the cast flow issue that would incorrectly allow siblings to be engaged. Teen goal oriented aspiration now gets completed properly after getting promoted at work. Investigated missing Doodle Pip's blinds? Okay. Become friends with what is no longer observed for Sims with relationship equal or above friends. World icons on the world selection screen will no longer move when middle clicked. Locked seed packets are unlocked in BB when using the gardening skill cheat. Stats.set skill level major gardening 10. Female Sims' stomachs will no longer become invisible when paired with masculine cargo pants. in certain color swatches. The likes/dislikes and preferences are now available for sims created via cast story and cast mode. Oh yeah, I've seen people complain about that before. Sim animation will no longer pop when sitting on a stool and asking another sim an inappropriate question. Wow, that is oddly specific. Sim thumbnails are no longer low resolution on the resume button. Okay, I didn't realize that was a bug. I thought that was just something that is what it is, but okay. I'm glad that'll look nicer now in the main menu. Refix issue where skill list gets out of alphabetical order, specifically when switching between sims. Oh, so that's what was causing the problem. And a t-shirt rolled yellow top no longer clips with bottom assets in Create a Sim. Affecting multiple packs. In apartments, university dorms, and penthouses, walls and doors will now cut away properly in wall down/cutaway viewing mode. Adjusted checks for exterior walls and inactive units. I've seen people complain about this on Twitter for months. I just assumed it was never going to be fixed at this point. Though, oddly enough, I don't think I've ever had this issue, so hopefully this fix will not cause me to start getting it. Vampire scars are no longer observed while creating a genetics-based spellcaster sim, and any scars generated can now be removed. Mouth, eye, cheeks, and brow details. Werewolf/vampire sims will swap to a cult form and vice versa after the animation instead of before or during. Nails no longer cause shoulder tears on those two items. Leather pants no longer overlap with low boots. Cats and dogs, feline friends rejoice. Give catnip treat action to cats will no longer cancel. The city living, strange wall patches and gaps are no longer visible in wall down view in San Myshuno apartments. Food stalls in San Myshuno no longer disappear after coming out of cast and managed world screens. Snow no longer appears inside the Planet Honey Pop building. For cottage living, the Finchwick Fair results notification will stop triggering during the sports day competition results from high school years. Yep, I've seen people talk about that one. With Crystal Creations, new item highlights on the accessories tab will properly disappear after checking out the new items. So, unfortunately, no fix still for worn jewelry with this pack causing last exception issues. And I've heard even if you download Sims from the gallery that wear-crafted jewelry from this pack, then it can corrupt your save, which is wild. But Dine Out interactions are now available on culinary pot racks, removed instances of duplicate menu items in restaurants, and photo of experimental food no longer changes upon adding a frame. Oh my gosh, that last one is so annoying. Hopefully that is actually fixed. Discovery University, Sim will return from visiting the law class as a guest speaker in both judge or private attorney branches, whether through the phone or the building interaction. Sims without the active trait will no longer get trait-related buffs when playing with a soccer ball. Contribute knowledge will now satisfy writing aspiration on a research archive machine goal, counting towards the senior scholar milestone academic aspiration. Servo's graduation portrait now shows an accurate picture. With Eco Lifestyle, NPCs will stop stressing you out by constantly making de-stressing potions autonomously in the neighborhood or in the active Sims lot during self-sufficiency neighborhood action plan. Notifications for an app will no longer trigger with the option turned off and will only send the notification if the Eco Footprint feature is enabled. Stacking sun rays / aurora will no longer get stuck loading. Yes, I've heard of that one. It can cause a lot of lag. Blue void lines are no longer observed in Evergreen Harbor. For rent, you can now select and edit wall heights on residential rentals without having to delete and replace the walls. Ownership no longer disappears from objects after move household. Kettle and pressure cooker no longer randomly disappear from the inventory. The Do You Believe in Concrete red and orange swatch and green and gray swatch displays properly. Work from home Sims in the handy person career will be properly paid. On rental properties, when someone dies, you are now given a headstone/urn. Panya NPC property owner visits will count towards the have the property owner visit your unit goal for the discerning dweller aspiration. Lot traits and lot challenges will stay selected for residential rental lot units when converted from residential or venue lot. Venue funds transfer button will no longer appear for community lots. Able to enter a vacation rental unit by using phone and last exception no longer triggers when loading the save. When objects are being repossessed, the utility bills and unpaid taxes will properly update in Bills Info panel. Unit details text will not overlap when hovering on residential rental lots in map view. When bills are delivered, if you are in another world, it will now process utilities correctly. With Get to Work, sim targeted by the sim ray will be changed to the proper blue skin tone. Child eyebrows will update to match their hair color in Create a Sim. Growing Together, San Sequoia world map will properly load into all lots and avoid corrupted white screens. What's odd though is that the linked thread there talks about Tamarang, not San Sequoia, so I'm confused about what's going on there. Left side work of modern art window is now properly transparent. For Horsey Ranch, care pie menu interaction, put in inventory and trade for interactions now available on goats and sheep after moving to a new lot. There's now a self-interaction on the sim to walk to Dreadhorse Caverns. That's strange. I don't know why they'd add that, because that kind of takes away the challenge of finding that location in the first place. High school years, teen sims will no longer randomly stop taking exams. Teen sims will be able to travel to prom even if Principal May Prescott is not alive. So that's why prom was broken recently? Wow. That must have been an interesting process to figure that one out. Sims will get paid full amount of simoleons for work from home tasks for Simfluencer/video game streamer career. And with laundry day, Sim only has to wash only once, not twice, for clothes to be clean or pristine. Now for Lovestruck, I want to say something first. A lot of fixes here were listed in the patch notes of the patch that we got last month. So hopefully then all these issues will be fixed for real this time. Especially this first one. Error code 123 no longer occurs in certain circumstances when traveling to another location. Error code 121 no longer occurs when moving in a household for the finding love after a breakup scenario. Gallery Sims will properly appear in Cupid's Corner with the pack game option setting set to enable Gallery Sims. Gallery Sims are available again in Cupid's Corner, and the game no longer sometimes infinitely loads when traveling after adding one to your Sims contacts. Sims will have the option to pay bills when they're due. A Sim who was met on a blind date and then canceled on now can be asked to create a date. Previously, the interface was blank. Teen vampires now can complete a regular daytime date. Vampires without sun resistance now can go to Cupid's counseling regardless of the time of day. Ghost partners can go to Cupid's counseling. All vampires are available for seductive dances, not just vampires with sun resistance. The short curly beard YM facial hair EP16 beard curly no longer changes the shape of the Sim's jaw. The door of the Nadir household's penthouse office has returned, so poor Aziz can get back to his writing. Yeah, that one definitely was not fixed in my game after the last patch. And it's now here. Sims from Cupid's Corner, whose location was listed as not shared, now can be socialized with on a Lovestruck date or hangout. Married Sims no longer propose to other Sims. Ghosts are available for seductive dances and watch star/sky with. The Dr. June's weather control device will no longer offer snow in Ciudad Enamorada. Warm winters are here, but isn't the point of the weather control device to have a natural weather? Love bug and romantically reserved traits are available as likes/dislikes, as well as turn-ons and turn-offs in Create a Sim. When selecting cuddle in bed multiple times in a row in a bed, Sims no longer lock up with their arm outstretched. Flowers given to a Sim will now show up in the recipient's inventory. Sims will no longer read Seduction by the Sea indefinitely. The Sims will no longer stargaze inside when visiting the Rattlesnake Juice Bar in Oasis Springs. My wedding stories. Now this section seems pretty good. There are new interactions on the wedding arch that will allow you to set which Sims to sit on either side of the aisle. You will now be able to pick which Sims perform the requested behavior when clicking on the wedding arch and do ceremony activities. This will allow greater control of what is happening in the wedding. After telling guests to do a ceremony activity, they'll stop doing other things autonomously. Music-specific interaction is now available on the wedding arch in order to control when wedding music plays. Sims gather around without getting stuck as the wedding couple dances. Sims will now properly perform exchange vows with officiant and kiss interaction after performing gather at the aisle interaction. You can now sell wedding cakes to local bakers. Sell to local bakery action is available now on wedding cakes. Take your seats interaction will no longer show up 3 times. No lines will appear on Sim's neck after applying the nail asset for this manicure GP11 patterned blue. So if all of these fixes actually work, then maybe my wedding stories will finally be decently playable, because that's one of the most infamously broken packs that we've ever had in the Sims franchise. For nifty knitting, legendary knitting will now count for excellent knits aspiration. It is just so bizarre seeing how often these aspiration goals break. Paranormal, Amour spawners like the specters, weird dolls, occult markings, etc. now triggered during paranormal investigation for occult sims. Paranormal investigation gigs no longer showing a blank goal bar. I have definitely seen that one before. For the Party Essentials kit, fun and dancing skill tooltips now appear for the minimalist dance floor. Seasons, Sim will now receive a vacuum along with the vacuum dock as a holiday gift. Okay, they're probably talking about the Roomba like gameplay item from Cats and Dogs. The lose weight New Year's resolution will now be properly completed. Holiday decoration box will no longer become unowned after moving to another residential lot or residential rental lot. Take those holiday memories with you. Can now complete the countdown to midnight tradition on all TVs. Platform roof on 243 Wakabamori lot no longer has roof visual glitches / transparency. Fun and social motives no longer reduce while hiking together. Exercise is fun. Everyone knows that. Well, that's a pretty good change. I might or might not have a mod that changes that. Tiny living. Butlers can now sleep on Murphy beds at their own risk, of course. Yes, a huge risk, because they kill Sims so easily. Werewolves. Skin details like acne or freckles will no longer appear on werewolves in their wolf form. And that is it for this laundry list for the next game update. So I've checked my game. It is well after 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when Sims Delivery Express drops would happen. Nothing! So I guess that really is it for today's festivities. So that's a huge bummer. I am glad that this laundry list is a very lengthy one, though I don't see too many like really big fixes in there. But oh my gosh, they're finally fixing the outdoor shadows. That'll be nice, because I hated that so much with the just jumping every few seconds, and also the tablets and homework going into the Sims inventory automatically, and all the fixes for my wedding stories. That looks pretty good too. Interesting that they're implementing some changes, not just fixing this or that bug. So hopefully something still happens later this month for the 10th anniversary of The Sims 4. I know someone told me that, well, there's so many fixes, so that could mean that the next update is a larger one. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up for that. And that wraps up another Sims info and thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts on this laundry list in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!